One shot is all you get. Crimson Trace rifle scopes help you take aim when that shot comes. Purpose-built with maximum features, versatility, and a lifetime warranty. Crimson Trace will elevate your performance in moments that matter.
Hey, y'all. It's Tom Gresham's Gun Talk. Look out. We're smoking.
All right, Tom Gresham here. It's Gun Talk, of course, and if you look at the calendar, you can see that we are rushing toward hunting season. Now, I know a lot of folks keep shooting through the year, but an awful lot of folks, they put those guns away and haven't pulled them out for a while. Particularly, we've got the early seasons, the dove season, teal season, shotgunning, getting ready for that. You know, it's one thing to be able to shoot your rifle. Yeah, you can kind of, those skills, for whatever reason, don't seem to be as perishable. But shotgunning is a whole different deal. It's a real pleasure to bring on somebody who can teach you in 20 minutes to be an expert gunshotter. Well, maybe not. We'll see. Gil Ash, they're one of the best instructors in the world when it comes to shotgunning. Hey, Gil, you're going to give us your how to be a great shot in 20 minutes, right?
It's not a problem.
If you start off as a great shot.
But the people that want to be good at wing shooting have to put in the time and the effort and the work. You don't have to put in the time and the effort and the work to hit a bullseye with a .22 rifle and a 4-power scope at 50 yards. You can think your way through that. But when the target moves, different deal.
What's
different
the difference? Why?
It's the aiming perception, and everybody has the aiming perception. I'll give you two short stories.
Sure.
I was in Argentina several months ago. David Harrison, wing shooter from North Carolina, was at the lodge and said, "You know, Gil, I have trouble with right-to-left targets." And I said, "Stop looking down the barrel." He said, "What?" I said, "You're looking down the barrel, right?" He said, "Yeah." So I got an apple and an orange and put it up on the mantle above the fireplace.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, the apple was on the left. I said, "Look at the apple, mount the gun on the orange." And when he did it, I said, "That's the sight picture for a left to right target. You're never looking down the barrel. You're always looking at the target to the left or the right of the barrel." And then I said, "Look at the orange, mount on the apple." He said, "I can do this with two eyes." Yeah. That afternoon, he shot better than he'd ever shot in his life. The very next day,
yeah,
a father and son shows up for lunch. That afternoon after the hunt, they weren't very talkative.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually it came around to, "Gil, could you help us with our wing shooting?" And I said, "Sure." And I looked at David, and David said, "I'll get the apple and the orange." So he put the apple and the orange up on the mantle, and I took the father, and I said, "Okay, look at the apple, mount on the orange. Look at the orange, mount on the apple." I said, "Those are the sight pictures. If you see the bird relative to the barrel like you're seeing it right now, you will hit the bird." That next morning, after the hunt, the father made a beeline over to me and shook my hand almost with tears in his eyes and says, "You've changed my life with a shotgun. Yesterday afternoon, I shot 18%. This morning, I shot over 85%.
Holy cow.
Understanding what it looks like is the biggest misconception out there in wing shooting. You've got to mount the gun ahead of what you're looking at. And the easiest way to do it is to put two objects on a bookshelf.
Okay.
Look at the left object, mount the gun on the right object. Don't look down the barrel, mount the gun, and you'll notice that both of your eyes are looking at the object to the left of the barrel. That would be the sight picture for a left to right crosser.
So you're keeping your eyes on the left object, and you never actually look at the right object that you're actually pointing the gun at.
No.
You keep your eye on the left object, but you mount to the right object. Keep both eyes open. What people don't understand is, well, how can I aim the gun? There's a problem. Don't aim the gun.
It's the aiming perception. We come out of the womb knowing that if we're going to shoot a gun of any sort, you've got to look down the barrel. Well, if it's an arrow or a bullet that you're shooting, you do, because the object is still. Mm-hmm. In wing shooting, you have to look at the object and put the gun where the object is going to be. And there's two sight pictures. If you're right-handed, if you're looking at the bird, you'll be looking to the left of the barrel on a left to right crosser, but you'll be looking across the barrel on a right to left crosser.
Right.
Just practicing that gun mount with the two objects on a bookshelf, with an empty gun, of course, across from the room, make them about 10 to 15 inches apart, get back across the room, look at the left object, mount on the right object, look at the right object, mount on the left object, both eyes open, begin to train the brain how you want it to assimilate the data from the retina. The eyes don't see, the brain does. And I don't care, Tom, I don't care whether you're picking your nose or mowing your yard. You have to have a picture in your brain before you actually do it, okay?
Okay.
You understand what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Do you realize that 95% of the people that are shooting a shotgun do not understand the basic sight picture that they're asking their brain to produce? And what we're finding is that when people actually show their brain exactly what they want to occur, i.e. looking at the bird and what it looks like to see the gun head of the bird, we just got through developing a shotgunning 101 course on our knowledge vault. And the people that are using it now are calling us up with rave reviews. It's very simple, but you have to put in the time, and nobody wants to put in the time.
How long have you been teaching shotgunning?
As a professional coach, Vicki and I have been teaching for this is our 28th year.
Wow.
We've each taught in excess of 30,000 people, and we each have taught in excess of 60,000 hours on 3 continents: Europe, North America, South America.
And in doing that, it's that old deal of if you really want to learn how to do something, you teach it. By teaching it to all these people, you've actually learned how they need the information presented. And what you just described to me is one of the things you've done. But I just want to tell people this program you have online is unbelievable. The videos you have, It's like, okay, I can hear you describing it, but I'm not sure I can see it. When you go online, you go, oh, that's what he's talking about. I get it now. And it's like that aha moment.
It is an aha moment, and it's the largest website of its kind in the world, and there'll never be another one like it because nobody's going to have a wife that'll write a check for $250,000 to build one. There's 700 or 800 kill shots on doves alone on this website. And the shooters that are in our program are watching these kill shots over and over again 2 or 3 days before they go dove hunting or duck hunting or quail hunting or pheasant hunting or pigeon hunting. Mm-hmm. And they're finding that because they've watched all these perfect shots come together, when the brain finds itself in a similar situation, the brain just takes over and kills the bird.
It actually recreates the sight picture that you need to make the hit because it's seen it several times. You sit there, just do it over and over again, watching it.
Yeah. It's called perceptual cognitive learning. Training the brain in the perception that you want it to create, because the eyes don't see, the brain sees, okay? And how the brain interprets the electrical impulses from the retina is determined by how you have shown the brain you want them to be interpreted.
So you have to drill it into your brain. This is basically kind of very much like what athletes do, and they call it pre-visualization. They sit there and they visualize the run down the slope or what they're going to do. You just put it into your brain, so when you get there, everything, you know what to do.
It's the brain is incredible at what's called automatizing our skill circuits. The brain sees skill as a sequence of events when repeatedly, deliberately enough times become one thing. There was a time when you couldn't brush your teeth. There was a time when you hated your mother every morning going in there and sticking this thing in your mouth and rubbing on your teeth, and you hated it.
Right.
You can do it now with your eyes closed because you've done it so many times. The brain sees skill as a sequence of events when repeated enough times become one thing.
I want to tell people about your website here. It's OSP School. OSP stands for what?
Optimum Shotgun Performance.
Okay, ospschool.com. You have hundreds, if not thousands, of videos on here and lessons. A lot of it is what you're describing here. It's the things that when you watch somebody who's a good shot shoot, you can't see what they're doing. And that's one of the problems because you don't know where they're looking. You don't know where the eyes are. On a left to right crosser, on a right to left crosser, when a bird is falling. And so much of it, and I keep hearing you, it's where should you be looking? And it's almost never right down the barrel unless it's a straightaway shot.
If it's a home intruder, down the barrel. If it's a moving target, you've got to be looking to the left or to the right of the barrel, because you've got to see the bird behind where the barrel's pointed, or you have to keep your eye on the bird and let the gun be ahead of the bird. And what that looks like is a mystery to 95% of the people out there. And they end up looking down the barrel and they think they have an eye dominance problem. It's not an eye dominance problem. They don't understand the sight picture.
Well,
and
also,
once they understand the sight picture, Tom, they go crazy.
Well, and the other thing is, people will say, and you've heard this, every time you go out, well, how much do you lead that one? One guy says 6 inches and he's breaking them. The other guy says 3 feet and he's breaking them. And it means nothing to you.
No, it's all a perception because it occurs in the periphery. And the reason everything that occurs in your periphery is a third of a second behind real time, so it's not real. And how your brain perceives it is based on how you've shown your brain you want it perceived. It's the way the brain learns. Skill comes from repetition. Knowledge comes from failure. Most people are trying to not miss, therefore they're looking more at the barrel than they are the bird. And when they look at the barrel, the gun stops.
Yep, definitely.
If you're having trouble stopping your gun, following through is not the answer. Stop looking at the gun. There's only two ways the gun can stop. It either runs into a cedar post or you look at it.
Wow. Gil, I'm going to have to scoot here, but let's tell people, ospschool.com. You can sign up for the classes. You can look at the videos. You can see you got this brand new Shotgunning 101 program, which is very cool. And just a quick question for you. If somebody says, well, I'm going to have 2 weeks to go before the season opens, can I get better?
Yes. Yes.
Really? Yes.
But you have to put in the time. You have to put in the time. Tom, everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody's willing to die. Okay? I mean, everybody wants to be a good wing shot, but nobody's willing to pick the gun up and practice. Practice,
in this case, may be mounting the gun and working on the apple and the orange.
That's it. It's all about the apple and the orange, getting the eyes away from the barrel so that they see the bird behind where the barrel's pointed every time it's mounted. If the gun's in front of the bird when you pull the trigger, you got a better than average chance of hitting the bird. But if you're looking at the bird and down the barrel at the same time, you will not hit the bird.
There it is. Gil Ashe. There's a reason he's known as the guru of shotgunning, I guarantee you. ospschool.com. Gil, thank you so much.
My pleasure, buddy. Good shooting. I want to get together with you and shoot sometime pretty soon now.
Sounds good. I'll give you a lesson on how to miss.
I don't need that.
Take care,
See you
my
later,
friend.
buddy. All right, man. See you.
All right, be right back. 866-TALK-GUN. Used guns can be a great value, but you have to know who you're buying from. What if you could buy quality used guns with a lifetime warranty from the Internet's largest online reseller? That's what you get at DuriesGuns.com. They stand behind every firearm purchase for life. If you have a problem, they'll either fix or replace your gun. Pistols, rifles, shotguns, and more. Check out their inventory today at DuriesGuns.com.
This land, once wild and free, fades now from our memory. But I remember what it was like, what we were like, what we are capable of when we band together. Perhaps more than any other landscape, wetlands embody the life-giving abundance that nature has to offer. And perhaps more than any other organization, Ducks Unlimited is working to ensure that our continent's wetlands not only survive, but thrive for generations well beyond this one. These natural wonders are where waterfowl begin their cycle of life, where the deer and the antelope play, and where we, the people, gather together to see and share what makes the outdoors so great. The time is now to band together with organizations like Ducks Unlimited. The time is now to rescue our wetlands.
This is Ryan Gresham with Gun Talk. Visit guntalk.com/win to enter our latest giveaway. This month, enter to win with Surefire. One person will win Surefire's X300U handgun light, featuring a stunning 1,000 lumens. And two folks will win Surefire Stiletto rechargeable pocket flashlight. Enter now through August 30th at guntalk.com/win. That's guntalk.com/win.
For more than 70 years, Timney Triggers has been enhancing the shooter's experience. Whether it's a local competition, a day at the range, or even the hunt of a lifetime. Setting the standard in aftermarket triggers, Timney is now producing more than 170 models of triggers for bolt-action rifles, shotguns, AR rifles, and semi-automatic rifles. Proudly made in the USA since 1946. Find your new trigger at timneytriggers.com.
Hey, you know what? Burglars are not geniuses, but it doesn't take one to know that we're out of the house a lot in the summer. So, no matter where summer takes you, the new Blink XT2 cameras mean you've always got eyes on your home. Blink XT2 cameras are motion activated. That means when they detect someone snooping around your home, you get an alert on your Blink smartphone app with a view of what it spotted. And Blink's two-way talk features let you speak to that person right from your phone, from scaring away a burglar to keeping an eye on your pets. Summertime is the best time to protect your home with the new Blink XT2 camera. They're wire-free, set up in minutes, and run on 2 lithium batteries for up to 2 years. And Blink XT2 camera systems start at just under $100 with no monthly contracts. Thanks to Blink, home security just got easier. Visit blinkprotect.com/guntalk. blinkprotect.com/guntalk. It's also available on Amazon and at Best Buy. Blink is an Amazon company, and it works with Alexa. Let's go to the phones. Line 2, John's with us out of Oklahoma. Hello, John. You're on Gun Talk.
Hey, Mr. Grisham, how you doing?
I'm great. How can we help you?
Well, sir, I need to know if you know where a guy can join Guns Anonymous at.
What are we talking about here?
Well, it seems like I have bought a gun a month all this year. I think I've bought about six rifles this year alone.
You know, John, I am clearly not understanding the problem. You say that as though that's some kind of a problem. I think it's a goal.
Well, my grandson thinks I should buy one every time I go to the store, to be honest with you.
Well, that works for me. All right, so give me an idea, a couple of the ones that you bought that you just like to tell people about. They're kind of fun guns.
Well, the last one I bought was a little Marlin 4570. I've been wanting one for a while, and I was at Bass Pro, and it just called out my name so bad that I just had to buy it.
You know what's funny about that is 2 weeks ago, I bought a Marlin 4570, a used one. I sure did.
Yeah, well, this wasn't used, but I'd been looking at a Henry, but I couldn't afford that one, so I had to buy this one.
Nice. You're going to love it. Man, that is so much. Have you ever had a 4570 before?
No, I have not. The last one I ever shot was a custom-made one that my brother-in-law had built off of bolt action. That was the last one, and that's been years ago.
Well, you're going to have fun. So what else did you get? Give me another one.
Well, I bought me a Henry Pump 22. I was at Walmart, and that one there hollered my name, too.
Yeah,
I just had to have it. Before that, I bought a Henry 44 Magnum. I see. I've got an M1 carbine back there somewhere that I bought at the gun
somewhere
show.
Back there.
Yeah. And I bought my other grandson a Mossberg shotgun here about last month for his birthday. And I finally broke down and brought me one of them AR pistols, and I have no idea what I'm going to do with it.
I understand. Now, you know there's only 4 months left, so you got 4 more guns. You got to choose wisely.
I was at Walmart today, and I seen one of them Henry 410 lever actions, and it hollered at me, but I had to ignore it.
Well, you know what's going to happen. You're going to keep hearing that until you go back and get it.
I probably will, but I'm going to pay for some windows first in my house.
Well, you know what? I am not going to help you join Guns Anonymous. I'm just going to applaud you because you are my hero. Thank you, John. I appreciate the call. That was terrific, sir. Let's get Cliff. He's on one out of Midland, Texas. Hey, Cliff, what's up?
Hi, Ranger Fort, P365, the little one.
Yeah.
So first time at the range with it today. And I had a question to you. I'm running these Spear Lawman. It's 124 grains.
Uh-huh.
That round was dead on, right with the pumpkin on the post or just straight on. And then I ran the last few rounds. I ran about 20 of that Black Hills ammo, the 124 grain, and it consistently shot about 5 inches lower, and I don't like that. What's my problem?
It might be. Well, let me ask you a question. Wasn't pushing it. You're getting good groups or just lower, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes that happens. It could be. That's going to sound completely counterintuitive. But the faster the bullet is, the lower it will impact on the with a handgun. Those rounds may be faster because if it's slower, the barrel actually rises a little bit. You know, what you have discovered, and look, I love the Black Hills ammo, but it turns out for you, with your gun, with your hand, the way that you see the sights, that's not the ammo for you. You have arrived. You have figured it out. I love that little pistol. Do you like shooting it? That's the real question.
Well, considering that I just got rid of a Kimber solo carry, yes, sir.
Well, that's interesting, but yeah, no, you're going to love that little pistol. I do like it, and no, I can't talk about that yet. In about 1 month minus 1 day, I'll be able to talk about something new. That'll be cool. We can talk about that. So thank you, Cliff. I appreciate that. That's there's some stuff going on, really. Let's see. Oh, got a new rifle coming. I bought some ammo for my 257 Weatherby. I think I figured out which scope, but I haven't quite figured it out exactly. So I haven't mounted a scope to it, but I do have some ammo. Bought some used ammo, that cool old Weatherby ammo with the animal artwork on the box. I don't know why they ever stopped doing that.
A girl can't go wrong with something in basic black, like an AR-15.
Some things never go out of style, like Tom Gresham's Gun Talk.
Back with you here. I got to see the interview that Congressman Steve Scalise did on Face the Nation this morning. He did a bang-up job, really an excellent job. They gave Bloomberg 12 minutes, gave him Scalise about half that. Then they had two other anti-gun politicians on. So Scalise was the only one. Of course, he's the only one who's been shot by a radical leftist who was trying to murder Republicans. But yeah, okay. One of the questions was, basically, what do you say to Trump for ginning up all of this? Is he responsible for these shootings? He said, he says, Donald Trump is no more responsible for these madmen shooting people than Bernie Sanders was for his supporter who shot me. He says, I don't blame Bernie for that, and you can't blame Trump for that. Well, that's a pretty good answer. I like that. Interesting. Did some shooting yesterday. Went out to the range, shot some sporting clays with my son. We took my granddaughters, his daughters, 9 and 6, out with us. They took turns being the trappers, pushing the buttons, throwing the clay targets. It was really fun. Ryan shot his 20 gauge, and I shot my new used. I bought it used, but it's new to me. 28 gauge over and under. Had a ball shooting completely cylinder and improved cylinder chokes, and was still able to break targets. What I discovered is with a 28 gauge, you can break targets out pretty far. You can also miss targets up pretty close. I did both. Unfortunately, more of the missing than I really wanted to do, but that was okay. I hadn't been out there practicing for a while, so that was fun. Let's see. Franco is on line 1, Mason City, Iowa. Hey, Franco, how can we help you?
Hey, Tom. I'll get to it quickly here in a second. I just want to share something. You're always talking about gun sight. It makes me jealous. But for work, I get to drive by Brownells twice a day, 5 days a week.
Oh, okay. Talk to me.
Well, what I'm calling for is I don't understand. They're talking about background checks and and I don't get it, because back in 1983, on my birthday in November, when I turned 21, I got to give them the money for my Smith & Wesson Model 66, but I had to wait 2 weeks for a background check. So they've been around at least that long. What kind of background checks are they talking about now?
Oh, okay. Excellent question. Yeah, and after you bought that gun, we now have instant background checks. Or at least pretty close to instant. They call it in, they get the okay from the FBI because they have the database. It used to be you had to wait. Now we get it done there.
I picked up my Kimber the other day, so yep, boom, done.
Yeah, exactly. What they're talking about is they call it the universal background check or the comprehensive background check. What it is a ban on gun shows, a ban on private sales. You can't, you wouldn't be able to sell a gun. You wouldn't be able to even loan a gun to someone without first going to a gun store and having them go through and run the background check. So you're going to be paying somebody $50 to do the background check. Now, imagine this. Here's how it really works, just so people understand. If you wanted to loan your shotgun to your buddy for the week to go hunt pheasants, you got to go to the store, pay somewhere in the order of $25 to $50 for the background check to be run. At the end of the week, when he comes and gives you back the gun, now you got to go back to the store and do the transfer back to you and pay for the background check one more time as the gun comes back to you. That's what this is.
Well, yeah, and I hear you talking about it all the time, but I didn't realize that that's what these people are talking about. And that's ridiculous.
Well, here's the thing. And I mean, when you start drilling down, what it's really about is making it possible so that every gun that moves, there is a record of it.
Yeah, no thanks.
That's what's going on. Yeah, no, there it is. Okay, thanks, Frank. I appreciate that call. By the way, I keep hearing people talking about, well, I'm going to buy a bunch of guns and I'm going to buy ammo and I'm going to, buy it cheap and stack it deep and buy me a bunch of magazines. And I get it. I understand it. I have that urge myself. You think things are going badly politically. But can I just offer this thought that maybe what we ought to be doing instead of that is getting involved, write a check, show up somewhere, be part of the solution? I came up with a phrase just a moment ago as I was thinking about this. Don't hoard, get on board. Rather than saying I'm going to buy a bunch of stuff and then hide it, because you know what? If you're hiding it, if you can't go shoot it, they win. How about let's just win? And we do that now. We don't say, well, if they come for my guns, I know, right? I get it. Better that we don't get to that point, right? How do we do that? We win. How do we win? We show up. We make calls. Are you calling your congressmen this week? Because they're hearing from people. And they're thinking, well, everybody's just crying for these background checks, and everybody's crying for these red flag laws, and maybe we can have a compromise position. And the calls that I've contacted my congressman, said this is going to be real simple. A vote for any of those earns my enmity forever. I will work against you. Simple as that. I will help get you unelected. There is no compromise on this. This is a basic right. No. And that whole deal of 90% of gun owners, 90% of NRA members, whatever, support the background checks. Talk about the big lie. What we support is the current system. We have background checks. So if somebody says, do you support background checks? We say, yeah, we're okay with what we have now. That's not the same as saying, do you support banning the private sale or transfer of guns? Because that's what the expanded or universal background check is. And they lie. You will love this. Michael Bloomberg, the key gun control advocate in the country, the most influential one now, on Face the Nation today, he made this statement, and it took my breath away. He said the NRA supports the view that everybody has the right to kill everybody. Let me say that again. He said the NRA supports the view that everybody has the right to kill everybody. And he wasn't called on it by the moderator. So when they make statements like that, and it just sits there, it pollutes the atmosphere. So the question is, what are you, individually, going to do about it? Don't hoard. Get on board. 866-TALK-GUN.
Designed to be the ultimate choice in concealed carry pistols, Kimber's striker-fired Evo SP features an innovative grip system that eliminates hardware on the grip surface, a magazine release for right or left-handed shooters, all-metal construction for reduced muzzle rise, and ledged night sights for single-hand manipulations. Kimber's Evo SP is the ideal choice for shooters that demand a feature-packed, compact-sized striker-fired firearm. Find your Kimber at www.kimberamerica.com.
For 36 years, the U.S. Sportsmen's Alliance has been fighting to protect hunting, fishing, and trapping for sportsmen from coast to coast. Today, we are under constant attack from extremist animal rights groups who want to end your ability to hunt in the U.S. Join us to protect our sporting heritage and our way of life outdoors. To join or for more information on how you can help, go to ussportsman.org. That's ussportsman.org.
You got your carry permit, and that's good. But you know you could use more training. Get the DVDs, which have what you need. Springfield Armory presents Concealed Carry 1 and Concealed Carry 2 with Bata Group. Learn specific concealed carry skills from Top Gun fighting trainers. Get trained. Be prepared. This really is life and death. ShopGunTalk.com. That's ShopGunTalk.com.
All right, back with you, 866-TALK-GUN. We'll get you in here. Let's go to the phones. Jeff is with us out of Aztec, New Mexico. Hello, Jeff.
Hello, how are you, sir?
I am well.
I bought my daughter, who just turned 21, a P365 the other day, and I'm not going to train her, but we went out yesterday to FAM fire on it, and what I was noticing is I was in the Marine Corps, and that's where I learned how to shoot, other than bullseye target. I don't know. Should she get her CCW first and then go to training, or should I send her to training first and then go out?
Let me back up. Did she choose this pistol, or did you choose it for her?
Oh, no, I didn't. I would absolutely not. We looked and shot at many.
Okay. So she was on board with this decision.
Oh, yeah, no, it's not my job to know. We did the whole, It was a 3-day process of going to every gun store we could find and then go out. A lot of the ladies, a lot of people here that sell guns have ladies, and they will take the 21-year-olds out and run through, they'll cycle through, 10 different handguns at one time. And
man, that is brilliant. I wish I had thought to suggest something like that. That's very cool.
Oh, and that's exactly what I mean. I knew I couldn't train her.
Okay. Let me get back to your question though.
Okay.
Concealed carry class or real training? Because I always say concealed carry class is good and instructive, but it's not like the kind of training that I would like for people to have. Honestly, it doesn't matter. She'll be okay either way. The main thing is to make the commitment to get her some real training.
Exactly.
In this case, real training is at the very least a full day class, but even better, a 3 to 5 day class. You're driving. I mean, it's not close by, but you're certainly driving distance from gun site. Could get over there for a class.
Do you know Kim from Gun Sight?
Yes.
He lives up here, and he does training, so I can drive 20 miles to go to
home run
to do one of Kim's classes in his at his area in New Mexico.
if you can get a gun sight instructor, then go for it. I mean, I would go find the first class available and get her signed up for it and just make that happen. It's a game changer. It's an eye opener. It's all those other things. And, the other thing is, frankly, it will make her safe, because if she's going to carry a gun, it's not a case of can I hit targets, it's can I be safe in the way that I carry it, the way that I pull it out, the way that, where I'm going to have a holster or a purse or on my body or whatever.
Right.
So she doesn't go, first order of business is don't put a hole in yourself.
Exactly.
As weird as I just saw a lady post on Facebook, about the same age. She went out hiking in Alaska. She took a pistol, for she was afraid of bears. In the middle of the night, she's moving her sleeping bag around. She's got it inside her sleeping bag. She shoots a hole in her leg. And fortunately, she didn't kill herself. But, it's one of those deals, holy cow, no holster, no training, no background, just here's a gun, good luck. So I applaud you for looking for training. But I would say whichever one's available first, go do it. But just commit to doing both of them, the concealed carry class and real training.
Okay, that's great.
All right. Very good. All right, appreciate that. Let's see, what do we got for time? We're okay. Let's see, line 4, Chuck's with us. Hey, Chuck, you're on Gun Talk.
When you had those 2 interviews earlier, my old hound dog gear stood straight up at a couple of points. That gun writer expert, when he was describing a magazine, called it a clip, and that kind of scared me. The fact of the matter is, all this Bloomberg money is coming into states with major population centers so they can pick off a couple of senators. If you look at Montana, if you can take about 3 big cities in Montana, Billings, Great Falls, Missoula, you can control the whole state. Same thing with Texas. If you can pick off Houston, San Antonio, and Dallas, you've got the entire state. That will give you 2 senators. And that flips the Senate.
And with that, you control who gets to have federal judgeships and who gets to have Supreme Court seats.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's right now everybody's focused on the House because we lost it. Take a look at the Senate. If they can flip a couple of, states that have major population centers, that gets them 2 senators from each state.
And I will tell you,
that is our cornerstone.
I think it's a flip a coin right now as to whether the Republicans can hold the Senate. I think it is that close. It may even be 60% that they lose the Senate. And you mentioned Texas. I want to talk about that for just a second. People need to understand, I think Texas is the most important state in the country right now because it's already has slid from red to purple. And it will, not if, not maybe, it will go blue in the next 5 years. Maybe and probably even before that. That's huge. And so I don't know exactly what that's going to mean for everybody, but people just need to understand, you have just described what the playbook is. You go into these places, you pick off the 3 or 4 population centers, you could just buy all the advertising up, you could get it done, and when you got Bloomberg billions, by the way, he's worth $55 billion now. You could make that happen. Jack, thank you. I appreciate that. And yeah, I did hear him call that a clip. Look, I get it. It's not that big a deal, but it is an indication that you're not really of the gun world when you call a magazine a clip. And it was clear he didn't really understand. He was parroting the talking points that didn't understand what the universal background checks did. And then when he says that, if you need more than 10 shots, you're probably not going to get it done. And I said, well, how about with the police? Well, they may need more than 10 shots. Really? Wait, I thought you just said if they need more than 10 shots, you're not going to get it done. How come they get to have more and I don't? Is my life not worth as much as theirs? I don't quite. Yeah, I do. I do understand completely. Elitist BS is what it is. 866-TALK-GUN. You know how much we like to give away stuff. Well, guess what we're giving away now? Yeah, some Surefire stuff. The Surefire X300U. Son of a gun. I think it could burn through steel. It's like 1,000 lumens of LED output from this very cool flashlight rig. All you got to do is go to guntalk.com/win. Also, we're giving away, Surefire Stiletto rechargeable flashlights, the Stiletto Slim design. You can see the whole lineup. It's all right there. guntalk.com/win, WIN. Let's see here. Guy says, writes in, says, I hunt with a Colt M4, but he's got, of course, the AR-15 semi-auto. EOTech dot 223 round for deer. It's Maine, so mostly brush. Says, I only take lethal shots and let some good deer go, but the rifle is light, accurate, and muscle memory helps a lot. In other words, he's got some background in the military. A lot of folks coming out of the military, they love the AR-15 platform because it's similar. It feels like what they used in the military, but of course it's not. It's not a so-called weapon of war. He says, I'm a vet with spinal injuries, and the lightweight helps on long days where my Remington 700 30-06 would get heavy. Thanks, AJ. Yeah, I mean, those people who say, no one hunts with one of these. Yeah, actually, tens of thousands of people hunt with AR-15 rifles. They're just rifles. Just rifles. You don't need blah, blah, blah. Really? You're going to tell me what I need? You don't need a car. You don't need a watch. You don't need a washing machine. Nobody gets to tell you what you need. It is a protected right. It is an enumerated right. The government is specifically prohibited from infringing upon this right. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Amazing stuff, isn't it? By the way, this clown in Missouri, open carry dude with his rifle, with his vest at the Walmart, going to make a statement. Well, you did. The statement you made is you are just as dumb as a bag of hammers. You almost got yourself killed, dude. You also did gun rights damage by parading around. And I've said this for years, and it really ticks them off when I say it. Some of these open carry dudes are just clueless. They're stuck on stupid, to quote General Honore. They don't understand the impact of what they do. They think that they're making a point. They are. The point they're making is gun owners are stupid and don't have situational awareness. When you walk around with your AR, AK, whatever, you frighten the public. When you frighten them, they want to get rid of you and your gun. That means us and our guns. You want to open carry a pistol? I got no problem with that. People say, well, that's my right. What does it advance? Does it help us or does it hurt us? But it's my right. Yeah, I know. Bag of hammers. Okay, just saying. Good Lord. Oh, by the way, when somebody wants to talk about smart guns, try this out on them. Say, well, a gun is a parachute. It's the thing that helps me. If everything else has failed, I'm trying to save my life. Would you require a biometric device on your parachute? Have you ever had trouble unlocking your phone or getting a fingerprint reader to work and it takes 3 to 5 times? Imagine that in a life-saving situation. Things are going south. And if it's such a wonderful idea, we should require it of the police first, don't you think? They should be the proving grounds. Oh, they won't do that because they know it'll get them killed. We shouldn't do that because it'll get us killed. Smart guns are dumb, but they are a way for the gun banners to ban everything that doesn't have this technology. Ultimately, that's their goal, is to get all of your guns.